All right, welcome in. It is the Johnston RV Center Saturday preview presented by Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken, along with Jim Dunaway and Lance Taylor. I'm Ryan Brown. It is great to have everybody along for another Saturday of college football chaos Saturday. The chaos occurs today. The entire top 8 going to get a little shaken up when they do it next week. It is Chaos Saturday. Welcome, everyone. Jimmy, are you ready for this chaos? Dunaway.
It will not happen, Brown.
Incredible Saturday, Dunaway. Incredible Saturday.
Do you know, God, if I have my bookie in front of me, if you take just the money line on Georgia, on Texas, and on Washington, and let's keep it simple. Let's just say you bet $100. That's going to pay you $243.
I mean, you ought to do it. Lance, don't you think that's a good play by Dunaway?
Yeah, because you only need all those teams to hit. One of those teams doesn't hit, you lose everything.
Yeah, but it's Georgia, Washington, and Texas.
You just need outright winners on those.
Yeah.
Jim. I mean, outright winners.
Who's going to lose in that group?
We love to support mybookie.ag, but
yes,
I am open anytime you want, Dunaway.
Yeah, mybookie.ag, promo code next round. Let me pull up my betting sheet here, Brown, while you talk and set the stage for us here.
All right, I'll set the stage for us. We've got a ton of games to talk about today. You can play them at mybookie.ag. Code next round when you sign on at mybookie.ag. Get that 50% sign-on bonus. Up to $1,000. They match your deposit up to $1,000. Mybookie.ag. All the games we're going to talk about available there. A lot of the games we're going to talk about plays at lanceslock.com. How many? 13 today? Is that right, Lance?
We got 13 up. Yep. We had one college football. Our biggest play last night at 2-unit. We had Washington State. I don't know if you guys watched that. It was what we call it. And I haven't wagered in a while myself, but I personally had to play that one at -4. That was what we call an easy winner.
Easy.
Yeah. That was a beat down there. And then, I mean, Shedeur continued to get hit, but I think finally the pressure that he has been getting caught up to him because he was throwing everything early and short arming everything. He did not want to get hit last night, and he still got hit a lot.
Yeah, and I thought he was. I thought he really messed his arm up for a second on that one play. You know, the strip sack for the scoop and score that made it 14-0. That's kind of when you knew that game was over.
Yep.
Look, it's unfortunately, I don't know how you guys feel about this. The exposure Colorado's got, I mean, they paid for Deion 10 times over. But unfortunately, if he could have won some of these games late instead of early, I think it would have been a lot different.
Yeah, and get bowl eligible would have been huge too, and they're just not going to do that. But, look, he's improved them, and now the challenge is taking the next step. And you got to go recruit, got to hit that transfer portal, get those NIL deals in line, and we'll see what he does with that.
Yeah.
But, that'll tell the story for him. Johnston RV Center brings you the show, johnstonrvcenter.com, I-65, exit 304 in Coleman, 334 indicator. They've been at the Forest River Expo, picking out all the new stuff they're going to bring to the lot, but they got to make room for it. So that means the call of fall is underway. You can still see fall in America with an RV from Johnston RV Center, I-65 exit 304 in Coleman, 334 indicator. Fifth wheels up to 50 or more, $50,000 off or more. Travel trailers as low as $179 a month with approved credit at Johnston RV Center, I-65 exit 304 in Coleman, 334 indicator, always online, johnstonrvcenter.com. Dunaway, you were looking for something. What were you looking for?
Well, first, I was going to point out that if you missed our show yesterday, earlier this week when I looked at this, I think it was on Tuesday, Deion's recruiting class is 63rd right now, which that would put you dead last in the SEC. So he obviously is going to have to do it through the portal. And as people are saying, Goose, Deion will run his mouth and remain mediocre for the next couple of years. I think the thing that may actually haunt Deion here, the only mistake I think he really has made this whole first year is the demotion of the offensive coordinator who had them in those big games early on.
Yeah, Sean Lewis. And I was thinking about that, Dunaway. I mean, he's kind of really tainted his career. That's a guy that left a MAC job as a head coach at Kent State to take over for Deion as the offensive coordinator. And he was the guy that got all the shine early on when that offense was clicking and they were winning games. And then to demote him and Pat Shurmur to take over the play calling. Boy, he didn't do him any favors, and nothing's changed. It's actually gotten worse.
That's right. It's gotten worse because they're trying to, get the ball out quicker. and that takes away some of their dynamic playmakers down the field, and it has, it has broken that offense to where they're getting blown out. They're not in shootouts losing; they're just getting blown out now.
Yeah, it's not even entertaining anymore. It used to be entertaining, but now they're just getting destroyed. The TV numbers, for what that's worth, were huge early. They have dipped with these blowouts. It's not a great product anymore.
But I was going to bring this up on the show last week. We didn't get to it. It'll be a short week this week, so I don't know if we'll get to it either with the Iron Bowl. But so I'll say it here, and maybe we can revisit it at some point. But aren't we to the point where bowls, however we're going to do going forward with this 12-team playoff, should be able to take whomever they want? Like, would you still not rather have, say, a 5-7 Colorado with Deion Sanders than you would a 6-6 Clemson or somebody like that? I mean, at some point, let's just get to the point where we make these bowl games what they are, what you've always said they are, Brown, exhibition games, and let the bowls invite whomever they want to invite, whoever they can lure to their bowl game. And dude, I say we go back and just get rid of the whole bowl tie-ins, make that illegal, and just let the folks who work with the Park Ranger Bowl in New Mexico, whatever it's called, they can go out, and if they want to lure somebody in, they can convince Deion in Colorado to come play, Bielema in Illinois, then that's who they get. And I think that would throw a little bit of a spark into the bowl scenario.
Well, I think the bowl affiliations need to be out. I don't mind having to get to 6 wins just for the simple fact of we're still talking about it, late in the season. I know it's not important for some, but, Elijah McAllister, who's on our show with an NIL deal, talking about, hey, we need to win. It was so important to get that win, that 6th win, where we could get bowl eligible. So I think there is something about getting that 6th win. Maybe I'm making a little bit more of it.
No, I see what you're saying, and that does help some regular season games. I just think for a bowl game, whatever the Almond Bowl is in San Francisco, am I more likely to watch it if losing record Deion Sanders Colorado team's in it, or a winning record Justin Wilcox California team's in it? I would rather watch Deion again, even if they lose.
All right, let's get to the games. This is going to be the first game we'll talk about is Alabama-Chattanooga. This is going to be one of the most popular asked questions. Can someone explain how I can find the SEC Plus channel on DirecTV? You do not. It is streamed. You can stream it on your phone. If you get the SEC network, you get SEC Plus at no additional charge. This game is absolutely free to you. You do not have to pay one dime to watch this game if you get the SEC network with your package, whatever it is, cable, satellite, streaming, whatever. You have to stream this game, though. It is a stream on SEC Plus. Again, I can't stress this enough. You don't have to pay another dime. Absolutely free to you on SEC Plus, but you got to stream it. So put it on your phone, your iPad, your Roku TV, whatever it is. Download that app, and it is SEC Network Plus. Now, it is also on ESPN Plus. You have to pay for that one. But if you get the SEC Network, this game is free to you. I've tried to explain it as best I can. Do you guys add anything to that?
This is the first time I can remember Alabama ever being on ESPN Plus, though.
They had a game. I think when the SEC Network started, I think every team had a non-conference game at some point. They started a non-conference game on SEC Network Plus.
Yeah, I would say this, Brown. I've never heard the SEC Plus part of this, and this is new to me that you've said that this year, and maybe I just haven't paid attention. It's always been just ESPN Plus for me. Yeah. There was a time when we had SEC Network and SEC alternate networks out there, so we don't have those anymore.
No, you've got the SEC Network and the SEC alternate, which they never use, but they have been streaming a game on SEC Network Plus for several years now. Everybody does one. That has been happening for several years now, and it's part of the SEC Network. You get it for free. You don't have to pay anything. Now, in the future, they will put every team will have a non-conference game behind the ESPN Plus paywall in this new deal, which starts next year. So starting next year, there will be games you've got to pay to watch. You've got to pay the ESPN Plus to watch. But that is not the case with this game. It is. So
here we are. So there we are.
Yeah, there you are.
So there's the ESPN ABC Already, the first thing you're not going to like about this ESPN ABC deal, I've been telling you guys for years, y'all bitched about CBS all these years, CBS this, CBS that. And I was telling you, when we got to ESPN ABC only, once one person, just one entity owns you, then there's going to be some stuff you don't like. And we're going to have to pay for some games, you're telling me?
Yep.
I already do it. Okay, I already do it, so I'm not paying extra. But
everybody does it. You got to pay to get ESPN. I mean, you're already paying for games.
Yeah, people just don't realize.
But not everybody's paying to get ESPN Plus, though, Brownie.
Well, I know, but I mean, we're already paying to get games. It's just a little bit more you're gonna have to pay. And you used to have to do it back in the day a lot on pay-per-view.
Well, and it's kind of a pain in the ass.
It it can be. I've got the ESPN app on my TVs. You just click on it. Now, let me warn you about today. When you click on it, there will be several options. One will be ESPN Plus, which you have to pay for. One will be SEC Network Plus, which you don't have to pay for. So be careful on which one you click. But I mean, you need to download the ESPN app either on your television or on your phone or your iPad or whatever. But that's how you're going to get this game today.
Yeah, and Paul's right. I mean, we are just years, maybe just months away from ESPN dropping everything and going direct to consumer, and so that will be that'll be a hefty number.
Yeah. Aside from
and I'll tell you, man. I mean, if it wasn't for the games, I mean, there is zero chance I would pay $1 for ESPN. I mean, their out of game programming is some of the worst shit I've ever seen in my life.
I know.
I never thought I would live in a world where I did not watch SportsCenter, but I literally, I rarely watch SportsCenter anymore. If it's not Van Pelt, I do not watch it.
Yeah, like when I get up in the mornings and I'm doing a little prep and I'm getting a workout in, I'll go back and forth between the NFL Network, Good Morning Football, which they do a good job. I think we all agree there. And then I'll go back and forth to see a little SportsCenter. And I don't know the anchors. When we were growing up and even, 5-10 years ago, like I felt like I knew almost every anchor. I don't know these people anymore.
And my guys were on at a certain time all the time. It was the same guys. Like Olbermann and Patrick had their slot. Van Pelt has his slot, right? When Van Pelt's going to be on.
Stan and Neil did the mornings, the overnight, and that wasn't long ago. And they had a really good chemistry between those two. Right. That's the last time I remember knowing when guys were going to have a slot.
See, I loved them. I loved Stan and Neil. They would do Los Angeles late night, but I would catch them on replays in the morning. When we stopped replaying the late night in the morning is when that started to fall off for me a little bit, to be honest.
Yeah, and I don't even know, where are Stan and Neil? Are they even still employed?
No idea.
I have no idea. I never see them. Never see them. Yep.
So anyway, hey, by the way, good news for me. Brown, I told you this. Dunaway, I think you were out of studio. This is my next to last Saturday with DirecTV forever.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a momentous occasion here.
My internet is not good enough yet because AT&T stuck at my ass and didn't come out when they were supposed to. And I can't get this figured out. So Verizon can't put me on fiber until the first of the year. So I've had to keep DirecTV along with everything else I've got right now with YouTube TV. So next Saturday, I am canceling DirecTV. So that will be it for me after 26 years.
Wow.
And you're telling me you're getting Verizon fiber?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, I mean it's supposed to be good. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't get AT&T fiber in this neighborhood apparently.
Yeah, I've only heard of AT&T fiber in the area. I didn't know Verizon had fiber. So that's
I can get garage sales and leaf blowers in this neighborhood, but I can't get AT&T fiber. Hey, by the way, I found this out the other night when we were talking about me going to the HOA.
Yeah,
and getting some good content. It was actually online, so I don't know. Could I have used that or not?
Oh, I don't know. Probably some copyright issues on that one.
Will, you're right. I have the ESPN Plus, Hulu, Disney Plus, that bundle for what was $11 and is now $15 a month. Absolutely. Troy says, and I almost believe this, you're going to hate Verizon so much, LT, you'll be back on DirecTV by March. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I hate DirecTV. I hate the customer service. I hate that they don't care anything about their consumers anymore. I hate that they outsourced everything to the Philippines.
I got to tell you, I went to DirecTV Stream, and I've really liked it, Lance. I've had no issues with it.
DirecTV Stream.
Yep. It's DirecTV, but you're streaming it.
Yeah, but you've got good internet in your gated
that's
community.
True.
I don't have good internet where we are.
Yeah, that's true. All right, Emily Grace McWhorter is on her way to the Auburn game. Welcome into Old Man Yelling at the Clouds. EG, how are you today?
I'm good. I love the TV conversation. Very exciting stuff.
It is.
This is what we live for now, EG. We don't have excitement in our lives.
I'm a big fan of Verizon. I love Verizon.
Okay, good.
I'm just going to put that out there.
Yeah, I thought about. So I'm with. This is going to date me. You'll never even know the reference. I was with PowerTel, which became T-Mobile, and now I'm just thinking about bundling everything with Verizon, taking my my cell phone package and doing my TV with them. But we'll see. I don't know.
Now, have I told y'all how I think I got sold like a black market phone?
No.
Yeah.
What happened?
But I did notice the other day, by the way, did they sell you the phone guard as well? Because when you picked your phone up the other day, there were little pieces of pink plastic that was flaking off.
Yeah, I ordered a new phone case, so that's
okay.
Today. No worries. No, but I got this notification last time I was in Auburn, actually. So 3 weeks ago, that my camera, so these 3 dots are not an original Apple part, even though this phone is from Verizon.
Huh.
And I've had it for like a year and a half now, but it's telling me that I need to go get this checked out because it's not genuine Apple parts.
Sounds scammy right there. Sounds scammy.
It was on my settings though. Like it came up and I was a little concerned, and there's been some other weird things going on. So I don't know. Maybe I got scammed by Verizon themselves. I don't know.
By the way, if that phone was in the room with me, EG, I'd be putting a pillow over it.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. It just sounds like somebody sold you their phone. That they've been watching your golf swing for a while.
Right.
It's pretty good. Y'all
you're a Truman Show OnlyFans in some third world country that you don't know anything about.
I know. Okay. Did y'all ever see the episode of Modern Family about that, where they have like the laptop on the entire time, they never turn it off? And
yeah. Claire was a big hit.
Yes.
All right, you're on your way to Auburn, New Mexico State. Dunaway keeps telling us closer than the experts think.
Oh, so much so, Brownie.
Oh, no. They're on your board?
Interesting.
New Mexico State plus the 27.5 at my bookie.
Now, Dunaway, do you still have that if Diego Pavia does not play?
Wow. Who the hell is Diego Pavia?
Their quarterback.
Yeah, he's actually been really good, the sophomore. What's his status right now, EG? I thought he was going to play.
The last I heard, and that was this morning, I have not seen an update that he will play. It's day-to-day. He has a hamstring injury.
Me too.
Oh, twins. Maybe y'all can chat. I'll ask him about it.
Yeah, the good news, Dunaway will once again be on the sideline today.
Yes.
So,
and if Diego Pavi's there too, we both have Diego Pavi, and I think I used him as the mascot today.
This is my opinion on it. I don't know if we'll see him because they already won their conference. They clinched Conference USA last week against Western Kentucky, and that's where he got the hamstring injury. I heard that he only stayed in that game to win that game. So if we see him today, I'll be shocked. Now, I have also heard him compared to Johnny Manziel. I feel like if he's not in the game, that could be an issue for New Mexico State. But I want your thoughts. Do you still think it's close?
But to your point, Brown brought this up. This is technically a meaningless game for them. They've got a chance to win their conference championship. So why risk your quarterback?
Yep.
If he's banged up, get him healthy for the games that matter to you.
That's kind of my standpoint on it. And I feel the same for Auburn. If it is a blowout, I don't think I want to see Peyton Thorne and Darquez Hunter. I want to see some different guys in there. And there's 2 camps on this. I've seen people saying, I want to keep it very vanilla. I don't want to do anything crazy in preparation for the Iron Bowl. And then I've seen people saying, get an early lead and let's mix it up, put some film out there for Alabama and just see what happens.
Hey, when New Mexico State loses this game, will you go to their post game and ask their coach if they were looking ahead to Jacksonville State? And that's
and I'll also ask how the hamstring, what doctor he's seeing / meds for Dunaway.
Yes,
thank
those
you.
two things. Yes, we need those two.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
asked
improving.
you if he saw any really good ankles on any players for the Aggies.
Yeah, ask
It
you.
might
Yeah,
be,
yeah.
might be portal ready.
That is true. I forgot about that little tidbit of information of his. I think that's very interesting, and maybe I'll follow up with him in a couple weeks about his ankle
Hey,
scouting.
by the way, he was asked standing with us out at the Regions golf tournament back in May, who had the best ankles of the three of us.
Who was it?
Who do you think?
I'm not saying anything.
He rated them in order. It went Lance, then me, then Jim. That was in order.
Hugh said it, not me.
Yeah, no, he did. He did right there on camera. All right. Check EG out for all the coverage from Auburn, New Mexico State. She'll be at the Iron Bowl next weekend as well. You can get it wherever you get our content on social media and our next round YouTube page. Like I'm having a stroke all of a sudden. EG, be careful. Enjoy your time at Auburn. We'll talk to you on Monday.
Yeah, I'll see y'all later.
All right, take care.
Bye.
Emily Grace McWhorter on her way down to Auburn. All right, Lance has got 2 11 o'clock games at lanceslock.com. You know, if you follow lanceslock.com, that is a rarity. He stays away from those, but he's done very well with them this year. We'll touch on one of the two. Miami, Louisville. Lance, I saw it. I don't know where you're playing it, but I saw it down as a pick at mybookie.ag, total of 46. It is an 11 a.m. ABC game, a pick last time I checked this one.
Yeah, Tyler Van Dyke's going to get the start based on the injury last week. And, you know, we talked to Todd Furman about this, and I've heard multiple handicappers that are scared to death. They're staying away from Miami today because they think Miami put everything last week against Florida State. I just think it's a really good spot for Miami. This is an 11 o'clock game that I've talked about all week. It was one of my pick threes. I think Jeff Brom's done an incredible job with Louisville. Jack Plummer was an average quarterback at Purdue last year. He's played a lot better than I think he is this year. I just think this is one of those games that all comes together. The crowd will be horrific at Hard Rock.
Yeah.
But I that shows out here. I mean, the more talented roster is Miami. I don't think there's any doubt about it. The coaching mismatch, and even Furman brought this up yesterday, and we kind of glazed over it. But Brom is such a better coach than Cristobal, and that's the only thing that scares me here.
I understand what you're saying, and I like Miami today, though in this contest, because it is a pick 'em, and my layman brain says, well, Louisville's got that little 10 beside them, and Miami doesn't. But Miami played well last week, and yeah, minus the crowd, I agree with you. I think Miami talent-wise is better when you look at the stars and everything. Van Dyke worries me. 11 interceptions in the last 5 games, even threw one when he came in last week to end it all. But I like Miami to win this one at home and upset the Louisville apple cart a little bit. I guess they got to win to punch their ticket.
Yeah,
they can still get in with a North Carolina loss.
Yeah, but it's going to take. I still think Louisville, even in a loss here, is going to end up there. There needs to be a lot of things, crazy things that would have to happen for Louisville to be out of the ACC championship game, and they've had a hell of a year. I don't know how good they really are.
This is your free play today, right? At lanceslock.com.
Yeah, this one I've been talking up all week. So it's one of those that, we're giving this one out free. It's a 2-unit play, and we've got multiple 2 units out there. We've got a 3 unit that goes off later today. So we've got 1, 2, 3 2 units and 1 3 unit.
I will say, for those that are subscribers to lanceslock.com or thinking about subscribing to lanceslock.com, that 3-unit play, his biggest play of the day, is really interesting. That's all I'm going to say. Did I oversell that, Lance?
You did not oversell it. I think it will be a game that you'll enjoy. I think it will be a comfortable win. So we'll see what happens.
Yep.
I was dying to put 3 units last night on Washington State, and I just couldn't do it because for whatever reason, every time I've gone against Colorado recently, they have backdoored me.
Yep.
Didn't have to worry about that last night.
That's all I'm going to say. It is a really interesting 3-unit play. Lanceslock.com.
Fair enough.
Lanceslock.com. All right. The show presented by Johnston RV Center, I-65 exit 304 in Coleman, 334 indicator, and always online at johnstonrvcenter.com. Go see America in an RV from Johnston RV Center. And Dunaway's dinner of choice last night was Champy's world famous fried chicken.
Oh, it's so good. Ate there twice this week. Champy'sChicken.com. Hand breaded, overnight brine Southern fried chicken cooked to order, Mississippi Delta recipe tamales, hand cut chicken fingers, and so much more. Right there on Highway 119 in Alabaster. It's Champy'sChicken.com.
And don't forget, all the games can be played there at mybookie.ag, code next round, mybookie.ag, code next round. All right, we'll burn through the games here. Also in the 11 o'clock window on Fox, Michigan, Dunaway minus 19 at Maryland. 49 is your total in this game. Of course, Jim Harbaugh in College Park will not coach the game, though. Sharon Moore will. And I thought it was funny. He did the live interview Dunaway on game day, and they said, I assume you have a pass play diagram for the second half. He laughed at that and said, yeah, we'll probably throw the ball in the second half this week.
Yeah, 8 passes last week, all in the first half. 7 of 60 was J.J. McCarthy. Maryland gave up 51 to Penn State. That's what I keep going back to. I mean, Penn State, who cannot throw the ball. Like I saw Seaborn for Thompson last night drop 3 dimes in between defenders on Vestavia, 20-plus yards down the field. And I turned to the guy, it was Melton, in the press box, the guy we used to work with. I turned to him and I said, hey, that guy could quarterback Penn State right now because he could throw it 20 yards downfield between defenders. They don't let you do that at Penn State. I just don't think Maryland can stop the run or stop anything Michigan will throw at them today. It's a big number, but I think Michigan continues their I hate the world role today in College Park.
Yeah, I do too. And Talia just isn't good against really good defenses. And this Michigan version will be the best defense he's ever played against.
Lance on the Uzi. Pac-12 Network 130. Arizona is at Utah. Arizona favored in this game. Did I see that right? Favored by 1, total of 46.5.
Yeah, this blows me away. Now, Arizona, after a 3-3 start, by the way, all 3 of those losses by 1 possession, 2 in overtime. They have won 4 straight games. So Jed Fish has got this team dialed in. They're playing incredible football right now. I am shocked, though, when Rice Eccles, and this is unfortunate because of the television contract, that they've got to kick this game at 11:30 because and that's, according to everybody that's been to a game at Rice Eccles, it's a special place, a great home field advantage. They're just not playing great football right now. And Utah, after the 4-0 start, they're 3-3, they're past 6. All their losses were to ranked teams in Oregon State, Oregon, and Washington. But guess what? Arizona's a ranked team. Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough game. I stayed away from it.
I've got it in Tucson, by the way. Utah, Arizona's in Tucson. And I've got my bookie this morning. I got Utah +1, and I'm going to take that 1 on the road. And I've got Utah on my board.
Well, here's why I'm thrown off. I don't know who does this sheet.
Yeah.
But the sheet tells me Arizona is in Utah.
I'm not a machine. I do make occasional mistakes. Let me double check that real quick.
Double check it, Jim, because I've got these same.
I think that's got to be right, though. There is no way Utah is a dog at home to Arizona.
Yeah,
that is going to be a mistake on my part. I would bet.
I've got to cover up a couple of. I got to cover up a couple of key items right there. I don't want to give anything away.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that wouldn't make any sense.
Come on, Jim.
Well, I apologize. It's been
Hey, I'm a little foggy. Guess what Bullet knocked over last night?
Liquor store.
It's at Arizona Stadium. Arizona Stadium in Tucson, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah. I would say that Chili is the one that would knock off a liquor store.
Okay.
Bullet's a little more passive. He knocked over a glass of passing time.
Oh, that's an expensive glass right there.
Yeah. And by the way, maybe a little omen for his life. He's been passing a little time in his life. Wow. Arizona Stadium, Tucson tonight.
Okay.
58 degrees, partly cloudy.
I still did not think there was a time this year where we would see Arizona favored over Utah.
Well, I don't see it because I won't even mess with Uzi today. It's not even worth it. But I would love to see what that crowd will be like after 4 straight against ranked opponents. But it's an 11:30 kick in Tucson.
Yeah, that's probably a sleepy atmosphere there. Senior day down at Protective Stadium. UAB Dunaway, an 8-point favorite over Temple. Total of 63 in this game. You can watch this one on ESPN Plus. I don't want to go down the rabbit hole again, but you got to pay for that. All right.
Yeah.
This is behind a paywall. ESPN Plus, 2:00. UAB Temple, UAB favorite 8.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's confused about ESPN Plus. I think it's the SEC Plus that keeps confusing people. If you've got ESPN Plus, you pay for it all the way. You're fine watching the Alabama game today. With UAB, I almost played them today, LT. I didn't. I feel like they bounced back. Until last week, they were playing good football in losses, and they would just have gaps of mistakes throughout the process. I think UAB is a better team than Temple. I like UAB today.
I think UAB is a much better team than Temple. I would play UAB if I played this game because you've seen when UAB has an opportunity, I mean, they'll roll it up offensively. Sure. And Dilfer was on the show on Thursday, and he was talking about how important it is to get these last 2 games against Temple and then North Texas. So I agree with you. I would play that way if I played it.
Another game playing at lanceslock.com today. A side and our total play on this game. Georgia is at Tennessee. 2:30 CBS game, Lance. I will say this line dropped down just a little bit overnight. It has been 10. I saw it this morning at mybookie.ag at 9.5, total of 59 in this one.
Well, look, I've talked it up. It is one of our 13 plays today. So I like Tennessee. I do. And I've heard some handicappers that I really respect. They've got Tennessee today too. So this is a big, sharp play in Vegas. There's a lot of smart money that is on Tennessee today. We'll see whether that pays off or not. I think this game is going to be a terrifying game for the Georgia Bulldogs.
Look at Dunaway. Old school logo, too. I like that logo.
There's one actually out there where the dog is smoking a cigarette.
Oh, really?
I didn't use that one. Maybe a cigar.
A drunk, obnoxious Georgia fan?
I love Georgia. This is my 5-unit play of the day. This is my big unit play of the day. Georgia all day, 9.5. It even dropped down for me overnight to give me a little bonus points. Give me the dogs. Now, I am a whopping 36-44 in the year. So I'm playing 8 games today to try to get back to an even 500 before rivalry weekend.
Lance, Dunaway is now, if we're going to tease this thing, catching half a point in this game.
Oh, that's 2 points. I'm at 11.5 on the stake. I forgot about that.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, wait. No, that's me. That's bad for me. I gave him 11.5.
Yeah. Oh, did you?
Yeah.
It's down to 9.5 right now at mybookie.ag. Code next round.
Do we click that button that you do at mybookie LT? We played the line at kickoff. Is that what we're doing?
Lance.
No,
Lance, the last ever Pac-12 victory bell game is today. Yeah, I don't know if that carries any sort of sadness for you. They're still going to play, obviously, but it's no longer a Pac-12 game.
Yeah, look, I'm going to miss this conference. I'm happy for them. They're having the season. Unfortunately for Caleb Williams and USC, it's been a disastrous second season for both Lincoln Riley and Caleb Williams. But I think they can. This is one of those. It is going to be Caleb Williams' final game. Whether or not they address that today, after the game, before the game, during the game, whenever. This is the final time we'll see this guy in a college atmosphere. So, to me, that's a little sad. And the problem is both these programs are going in the wrong direction. UCLA offensively is lost the last 2 games. I think they've got a total of 21 points of offensive output. There's a chance that Chip Kelly is fired after this game, even in a win. But, man, there's just something always cool about seeing, although I like USC's road uniform the best, seeing that garnet out there with the light blue uniforms, the home uniform on home uniform. It's just a great scene. And, the crowd's not awesome, but it's always been something really cool about this rivalry.
Oh, yeah. I used to love it as a kid. We've talked about this before, LT, is, it's growing up in a trailer park in Alabaster. I used to think about this. I mean, that's the golden. It was the West Coast. It was the sunshine. It was cold and dark here. It was sunny, and the girls were beautiful, and the pom-poms in the stands. And, it was a beautiful game. I stayed away from this one because I don't know what will show up for UCLA if they're playing for Chip Kelly. What will show up for Caleb Williams and USC. Usually you expect offense, but UCLA's defense is pretty good. It will be an entertaining game. It's a must-watch for me today. I'm glad it's in the window it's in, and it'll be a fun watch.
Luganbill's game, by the way. That's Luganbill's crew on that one. 5.5 USC is favored in this game at mybookie.ag. Total of 63.5, 238.
And by the way, that has dropped, Brown.
Yep.
You know, that money split. I mean, that's just a tough game to handicap. I lean USC wins the game. I don't feel great about it. I hope they win it. I want Caleb to go out on a winning note. I tell you what, a 7-5 season would be disastrous.
LT, John's asking a great question there. Do they still do the penalty at the beginning of the game because both teams are in the home uniform, so they penalize who's supposed to be in the whites, and then the other one takes a delay of game penalty to equalize it?
I think that was only a year or two. I think that they waived that. The Pac-12 did.
So now I think you can even do it in the SEC. Like if Alabama and Tennessee ever agree to go back to the way they used to do it, both wear their homes, which they should do, then I think you can do it now if both teams agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a dumb rule. That was made for old school black and white TV purposes, right?
Hey, I just saw behind you, Brown. I guess it's on my screen too. Harvard and Yale. Are you still going to watch that, Dunaway?
I am. 11 o'clock coming up. It'll be on TV3. May end up in a quad box or a tri box, but it'll be up. Yeah, absolutely.
Let's check that number.
To Dunaway's defense, it is not a great 11 a.m. window. I mean, if you were ever going to squeeze Harvard Yale in, today would be your day to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. I did not see a number early on, but I'm sure there's one out there. It's The Game, it's called.
Yeah, here it is.
Yale leads the all-time series 69-61-8. Harvard clinches the outright Ivy League title with a win today. The old Garnet and Crimson.
The old Garnet Cream.
Garnet Gold. Yep.
Yale is -2.
Yeah.
Yale
already has a share of the title. Harvard can get a share of the title with a win today. And if Dartmouth wins, it's a 3-way tie for the Ivy League title. They, of course, have no playoffs, no championship game, and no bowls.
11 o'clock ESPNU if you want to watch that. Yep. And by the way, for those that wonder perhaps why Lance is talking about this being Caleb Williams' final game, this is USC's final regular season game today.
Yeah.
They have a bye.
The meaningless last week bye.
Yes. I don't understand that scheduling on their part, but that's the way it worked for some reason.
By the way, Vegas is expecting an Alabama shutout today based on this number.
What was the number? I meant to ask you that earlier.
It's 44, and the total is 53.
Got to thread a small needle right there, don't you?
Yeah. I mean, so, 49-3 gets you home on both, but that's really your only margin of error.
Yeah. SEC Network Plus on that one, or ESPN Plus if you're already an ESPN Plus subscriber. Oregon is at Arizona State, 3 o'clock Fox. This morning at mybookie.ag, Oregon a 24.5-point favorite, total of 53.5. If it is complete and total, utter world falling apart chaos, this one might be in play. But Dunaway, I do not think it is today.
Say that again. I was watching the great Stanford Cal replay that was over to your shoulder there for a second. Still going right now. Which game is that again? One more time.
Oregon, Arizona State.
Oregon, Arizona State. Bo Nix interview coming up here on game day in a second. He is in full-fledged bodacious Heisman mode. He's the betting favorite right now. I think Arizona State can yuck it up a little bit, stay inside the number. I stayed away from it because it could go either way, and Oregon could run it up here. But it's a road trip. It's a team that has yucked it up in a couple of situations this year, including shutting Michael Penix in Washington down. That was a game Arizona State should have won, to be honest with you.
Lance, I
mean, without that pick six, I mean, that was probably Washington's worst performance. But Kenny Dillingham, I thought this team was going to be awful this year. They've become very, very competitive. And I think, they've won 2 of 3 since starting a 1-6. I'm not going to say this is a dangerous game. I think Oregon is too good. But I do believe we still, whether it's this week or next week, get one of these 3-touchdown dogs that wins a game outright.
Yep.
This could be it.
Yeah. You get it almost every year in college football, and I don't think we've had one this year that I can remember.
And the point I made was that who knows Bo better than Kenny Dillingham, right? I mean,
that's true.
They coached him twice.
Lance, Sunflower Cup Shootout, Classic, Showdown, whatever, Sunflower State Trophy on the line today. You have a play on this game. Kansas State this morning, a 10-point favorite over homestanding Kansas, 57.5, 6 o'clock FS1. Jaden Dunaway in this one too. He's got the Wildcat. Jaden Daniels has said he's coming back. Jalen Daniels. I do that all the time. Jalen Daniels is coming back next year. But
he ain't coming today, Brad. He ain't coming back today.
He ain't coming today. And that's huge news for Lance Leopold. Whether or not he takes the job, we'll see. somewhere else. But Kansas State has won 14 straight. And the last time they lost this game, it was when Todd Reesing was quarterback for Kansas. And that Kansas team was going to an Orange Bowl. Will Howard, 45 career passing touchdowns. He's been up and down with the injury this year. But I think Will Howard plays well today. Kansas State, much better team.
Yeah, and I agree with you. And I think they're much better in a lot of places. And they're playing for something today. Jalen Daniels did say he's coming back to college football next year.
True.
What if Leipold's the head coach at Texas A&M? And could Jalen Daniels be the best quarterback on campus at Texas A&M?
He would be, by far.
Yeah.
And if you gave him that combination, I mean, boy, watch out.
Yeah. You know what makes him the best quarterback on Texas A&M's campus? The day he walks on the campus. That would do it. Yep. Let's go to the Pacific Northwest. Dunaway. Washington is at Oregon State, 6:30 ABC. This game up at lanceslock.com. Oregon State favored 1 this morning, a singular point at mybookie.ag. Total is 62. And what could be a fascinating primetime game on ABC tonight.
Oh, it's by far the best game of the day, just by the little numbers. I mean, Oregon State's 11 and Washington's 5, and Oregon State still has a chance to be Pac-12 champions. So it's by far the biggest game of the day. And it's not even an upset anymore if Oregon State wins this one. I do think Washington wins it, but this is where, if there's going to be a slight chance of chaos today, I think it happens here more than anywhere else in the country. I like Michael Penix Jr. I love the Washington receivers in this one, and I still can't get over that DJ Uiagalelei is the quarterback on the other side, and they have had some games where they have produced very little, if any, offense. And Washington and the Arizona State game produced very little offense. But I just think there is a chance for Washington to get enough points that Oregon State cannot keep up tonight.
I will say this. Guess who's got the 6th best home record in the FBS since 2021?
Well, let's see.
The chainsaw.
Oregon State. Oh, my God. They just – the kick. Have you ever seen watch this McAfee kick real quick, Brown. I'm a little ahead of you. He's trying for $90,000, and all I can remember is Stan White getting hit in the back of the head right here. Watch this. He kicks it about 7 yards into a sea of people. The worst kick I've ever seen.
I like Stanford Steve still waving it no good.
Yeah, and it hit it was head high and hit 16 people in the head. Yeah. It was the worst kick ever. I'm sorry, I had to.
I'm just getting it. Is it the Duke that's about to kick it?
No. That's the mascot. The kid in the helmet kicked it. The Duke is going to kick it. He's going to kick it better in a full suit than that guy did.
Yeah. So Oregon State, back to it. Lance has got the 6th best home record. Is that what you just said?
Yeah. Over the last 2+ years since 2021. Yeah. They're 16-1 in Corvallis. Their 1 loss to Caleb Williams by 3 last year. And I brought this up earlier this week on the show. We dog out some of these coaches that can't win games against top 10 teams. Like Mark Stoops, I don't think he's ever won one in Kentucky. James Franklin, 3-17. Jonathan Smith, 3-1 his last 4 against top 10s. So this team knows how to win. They know how to win at home. Washington's kind of limping into this game. Washington has got a lot of 5th and 6th-year seniors, though. So they won't get wild or get overwhelmed by an atmosphere. But this will be a hell of a game.
I don't think we can ignore the fact that Oregon State getting left behind, it kind of went under the radar for understandable reasons, but they reached a scheduling deal, them and Washington State with the Mountain West, where they're kind of be like Notre Dame is to the ACC, I guess. But they're the ones left behind, and they control the Pac-12's playoff chances. Don't let that wash over you. That Oregon State left behind controls the Pac-12's playoff chances.
You're making it sound like it's a bad thing. We now know that Oregon State and Washington State control $400 million that's already in the bank account, and all the money that's going to come in this year, they control that. That's a good thing to me. If if all of you guys packed up and were leaving Double Down Media, Disrupt Media, and said, hey, you and LT are left with all the money and you're in charge of it all, LT and I would be like, I can't believe you guys are leaving.
But
and then
yeah,
we'd
I know,
be like,
you're missing my point though, Dunaway. The money is, aside from that, they can completely screw Washington and
Oh,
Oregon.
yeah.
Well, and here's something to watch though, because maybe this was just me watching as a USC fan last week, but I thought Oregon got the calls, and I just wonder if Washington will get the calls against Oregon State, because the Pac-12 want to make sure that they get somebody in a college football playoff in their last year. Now, Oregon State, I mean, that fan base is going to be going nuts because they do want to ruin this season. And our friend Brock Heward, who is on Unlocked every week, he is doing both the Apple Cup and the Civil War next week, and Friday, Saturday, back to back.
Wow.
Yeah. Because those are the last ones we'll see, sadly.
Yeah.
That's interesting, because Washington State, like you said, showed a lot of life last night. So if Oregon State doesn't get them, Washington State could get them next week. And if Oregon State doesn't get Washington, maybe they get Oregon. So it's an interesting couple of weeks out there that could ruin the Pac-12. And that only helps Alabama, right?
Oh, no doubt. Let's go to another primetime game. 6:30 ESPN. Florida is at Missouri. Dunaway 57.5 is the total in this game. Missouri favored by 11.5 at home in Como.
Yeah, I wanted to pull the trigger on Missouri, but I didn't, because they are coming off of 2 very emotional weeks. So I feel like there could be a little bit of a letdown, and you're getting some value in Florida, but I don't trust the Gators either. Do you? No, I don't.
Yeah.
Zero.
But, it's first time we've seen Missouri ranked in the top 10 in the college football playoff rankings. Cody Schrader, coming off that incredible game against Tennessee, leads the SEC in rushing with over 1,100 yards. I guess he's a little nicked up. He's listed as probable today. Kind of agree with you. I think Missouri is probably 14 points better than Florida. But if you would have told me at the beginning of the year I could get Florida as a double-digit dog, I would have taken them.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. Good point. Lance, another SEC game that you've got up at lanceslog.com in the other Columbia of the SEC. South Carolina playing host to Kentucky, 6:30 SEC Network game. The Gamecocks favored 2 in this one, a total of 52 as the Wildcats come visiting.
I think it's been a disappointing season for both teams.
Yeah, I agree.
How you guys feel?
Disaster for South Carolina, right? It's been a disaster for them.
Yeah, and Spencer Rattler looked really good, putting up big numbers early on. Kentucky just hasn't really beaten anybody this year. Devin Leary's been I don't know. It's kind of a gross game, but yeah, we do have it up. We got a side.
That's a good sell. It's a gross game.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna try to give.
I do actually. I feel really good about the side here. I almost made this a 2-unit play.
If I had to play this game for some reason, I would take South Carolina.
Okay, for some reason.
Yep.
One more game to go. Before we do that, a reminder, and then Dunaway is going to show us his big board today. Reminder that you can play all these games at mybookie.ag. Code next round when you sign on and make your sign-on bonus deposit, I should say. They're going to match it 50% up to $1,000. A 50% sign-on match up to $1,000 there at mybookie.ag. That is when you use code next round. You can play every one of these games. First half lines, parlays, all those things there at mybookie.ag. Code next round at mybookie.ag. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere at mybookie.ag. Lance, you have up 13 games today at lanceslock.com, including 2 11 a.m. games.
Yep, jump on board. Let's win. Coming off a nice win with Washington State last night. We had a 10-3 Saturday last week. Looking for another 10-3. Be awesome.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. All right, one final game. Dunaway, we'll start with you. Texas, 7.5-point favorites in Ames at Iowa State. Total of 46.5, 7 o'clock Fox game on this one.
I just don't think Iowa State's ready for this game. Texas, Quinn Ewers getting a little bit more healthier. The change at running back, but still some experience in Baxter back there running the ball, so they're deep at that position. And I just go back to, early in the year, Texas has the best wide receiving room in college football, and that's better than Ohio State's. They don't have a Marvin Harrison, but they've got the second, third, fourth guy right under Marvin Harrison. It's a good group. Ewers healthier. Texas's defensive line is the difference in this game. They wreak a little havoc. May not be a blowout, maybe not even getting to double digits, but I like Texas to win. I like Texas to cover.
Oh, man, it's a tough game. Really tough game. I kind of agree with Dunaway. I want to see the chaos. I think Texas is hearing way too much. Iowa State's going to win this game. Is Rocco Becht a good enough quarterback to win this game? We'll see. I think if Texas is -2 in turnovers, I think they lose the game. But if they play clean football, I don't think they lose.
Craig says this. I'm curious. He says Sark will try to put up points to make a case to the committee. You would think Texas would not have to play for style points, but you also can never be too careful. I don't know. I don't know where I feel on that one.
Craig could be right. I just don't think they'll have an opportunity. I just think Iowa State is better than that. But
I would agree with what you're saying, LT, that he may have an opportunity to do that against Texas Tech next week. He may have an opportunity to do that in the Big 12 championship game. But today it's about surviving and getting out, man. Survive in advance.
Andrew asked, that's an orange shirt under your pullover there, Dunaway. Is that the Texas shirt you still got on there?
Is it? I don't know.
Okay, interesting. Interesting. All right, Dunaway, show us your big board here. Dunaway he is on fire against the spread this week. Who we got?
Georgia, New Mexico State in the points, Oklahoma State giving points, Kansas State giving points, Sam Houston State, my upset alert from back in Tuesday, getting points against Western Kentucky, Utah, James Madison. Appalachian State's a great name. James Madison's a great team. And then I'm going Southern Miss, the wildest play of the day, to keep it inside the number against interim coach in Mississippi State, plus 18.5. That's ballooned up to from 14.5. I like Southern Miss, who's a horrible team, to keep it inside the number against another horrible team, Mississippi State.
Paul's asking any thought on SMU Memphis. Paul, play the under. It was one of my late scratches. When I have a late scratch, they typically win.
I think I saw SMU favored 9 at Memphis, but you say a total play an under.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And I looked at playing that game. I like SMU to win. I just don't know if they can get over the number because it should be, a crazy crowd in Memphis. They get good fan support. No, I mean, they do get good fan support, relatively speaking. And it's a meaningful game for them because if they win, are in the mix to still possibly make their championship game.
All right, Dunaway, your choice of dinner last night, Champy's world famous fried chicken. They helped bring us this show.
You cannot beat it, man. You can swing by there with Sterling, get a good to-go option, many different ways to do that. You can order it at champyschicken.com and right there on Highway 119 in Alabaster. It's a great destination place, and don't say no to those Mississippi Delta tamales. Like my parents had never had tamales ever, and then I got them some Mississippi Delta recipe tamales at Champy's. They loved them. They went somewhere else one time, ordered tamales, hated them, and said, "Hey, what's the difference?" I said, "It's Mississippi Delta recipe." That's the difference. Yep.
And don't forget Johnston RV Center, Forest River Expo is where they found all the new floor plans. They are on their way right now to Johnston RV Center. So the Call of Fall campaign is going on to make room for them. That means fifth wheels, as much as $50,000 and more off of fifth wheels. Travel trailers as low as $179 a month with approved credit. I-65 exit 304 in Coleman, 334 in Decatur. Always online, johnstonrvcenter.com. As far as the post-game show goes, I think the best time to do it's after all the chaos tonight. So we'll see you guys after Iowa State upsets Texas. And we'll talk about all the chaos that Dunaway says is not going to happen. And Lance and I have tried to tell you it's going to happen today.
It's not happening.
It's going to happen. Perfect. All right, everybody enjoy your college football Saturday. We'll see you tonight.